Today, I want to talk about something important, something most people don't really understand: the art of business and the art of making money. Two different things. Now, it's not about having a great idea, it's about how you execute, how smart you are, and how much headaches you are willing to carry or avoid. Let me tell you a real story. So, I've got two restaurant partners on the list, both in Miami, both in food business, but they couldn't be more different. Now, first one is a fancy restaurant in Brickell, fusion cuisine, sushi, music, DJs, cocktails, bottles. It's kind of like a club restaurant, and looks like a dream on Instagram. But behind the scenes, it's a war zone every night. Now, imagine like so people they see the restaurants and everybody they are like, oh wow, this is amazing, this is great, I can make one. And they go to this industry, they're trying to opening up a restaurant, but you see most of the businesses they shut down because you have no idea what's going on behind the curtain. You have no idea how hard it is to run a business. As a as a guest, you go to the restaurants, you order something, you dine, you see the place is packed, and they're just printing money, right? And then you are like, oh, I could do one of these, but you have no knowledge, you have no idea what's going on. And you know it's kind of like gambling. I'm not telling you don't go for it, but you have to learn the business. Running restaurants, it's an art on its own. So you have to know what's going on. You have to know what's going on in the kitchen, business, everything. There's so many metrics and details to make a restaurant profitable. Otherwise, you can see it. They open up, they shut down immediately, or rebranding, stuff like that. Now, about the fancy one that I'm talking about, um, you know, imagine like, dealing with sushi chef, cocktail bartenders, steak suppliers, influencers asking for free shit, girls complaining about their, you know, um, there is more than enough salt, it should be in their food. People might get mad because today the salmon wasn't so fresh as yesterday or the last time that they visited your place. The owner is constantly like putting out fires, and there's so many things going on, right? Now, the other one, the second one, is a normal all day cafe bar. It's kind of like still in Miami, but not in center, not by the beach. It's kind of like middle of nowhere. So I actually love the place so much. I go there a lot myself, for breakfast or coffee and things like that. Now, it's kind of like middle of nowhere. They have this hippie boho style. Um, all the furnitures that are like, it's kind of like they found them from people storage for free. It's kind of like all the chairs, all the tables, they are like different with each other. And things are broken, but they fix it up, they glue it together. So it's kind of like, the guy didn't spend shit for furniture. Super smart, genius. He found things in people's storage that they were begging him, hey, I want to throw this table away, or I want to throw these chairs away. Just instead of me paying for a truck and, go throw it somewhere, or um, storage it somewhere, just come pick it up. Just if you want, oh, I'll pay you also if you come like pick up my broken couch or broken sofa, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Things are not broken. Like, as you might hear broken, you'll be like, hey, how can you sit? Everything is super stable, but it's kind of like this boho, hippie style. So his menu, what do he have in his menu? Eggs, omelets, orange juice, smoothies, matcha, cafe, things like that, club sandwich, things like that, right? Now, this guy, he's not dealing with all those headaches. He's not dealing with sushi chef. He's not dealing with 10 different chefs in the kitchen. He's not dealing with DJs every night, different programs, different music, marketing, ads, bringing influencers in, giving them free stuff. Hostess, let's say you have a host at the door, and then, oh, today why you didn't put enough makeup as yesterday, or I don't like your hairs today, or your heels are not that tall, and you name it. So this guy, all he do basically, like, giving orange juice to the people, or smoothies, which is a mix of like banana, date, orange, whatever, and eggs and stuff like that. Now, who's going to complain for an orange juice? Most probably no one, because orange juice is, same taste all around the world. Now, of course, we could debate, hey, yeah, I know this island in Greece, it's called Chios, and like, seriously, like, you know, the oranges in that island are so sweet and so juicy compared to the rest of the world. But more or less, my friends, orange juice tastes the same wherever you go. All right? Or eggs. Yeah, you can say that guy is making the eggs, or I'm going there because I like their breakfast, I like the omelet, I like the eggs, but more or less it's the same. My point is that the fancy restaurant where they get their salmon from. It has to be specific, it has to be trusted. I'm getting the salmon from this place, super fresh, and then I cannot keep the salmon for more than certain time in my fridge in my restaurant because it's going to get expired. So I have to sell it fast. How about if people they don't order salmon today or tomorrow, and they order something else? They order meat or chicken. So, and how about if someone get food poison because the salmon, it stays like 2 hours more, and it kind of got, smelly taste or something. Now, you name it. You can understand the headaches, suing them, shutting them down their business and stuff like that. But the other guy, the all the cafe bar, they even have higher profit margin, because think about it. They buy the eggs literally for nothing, super cheap, and making the eggs doesn't need any talent. Of course it does, but I'm comparing it to sushi, salmon, steak, all those, like, stuff. So it doesn't need like a 5-star chef or a Michelin star chef or something, and it's really quick. It's not gonna take you like hours for preparing the dish or the juice. It's kind of like, hey, we got an order. All right, here, kitchen, boom, 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 done. Eggs is done. Give it to the guest. Orange juice here, boom, done. Give it to the guest. Right? So they even have a higher profit margin. Now, if you think about it, imagine you want to start a restaurant. You're after money, you want to be profitable. So you have two options. I would tell you, what's your dream or what you want to do? You want to have a fancy restaurant, like a club restaurant in downtown Brickell, Miami, fusion cuisine, sushi, steak, stuff like that, DJs, music, girls, party, influencers, celebrities. Or you want to have an all-day cafe bar in the middle of nowhere, just selling eggs and, juice and smoothies, matcha and cafe. Which one would you pick? For sure you would pick the first one. Oh, the first one sounds more, prestige, more classy, more rich, more revenue, more net profit. So I'm going for the first one. But then in the reality, you would be like, fuck, I had to pick the other one, the all-day cafe bar, because this is so much headache, so much pain in the ass, so much running around, dealing with so many different things at the same time. And then guess what? It's a fancy club restaurants. Not people are coming there every night to dine. You go in there once with your friends, with your girl, or you're on a date, whatever. You go in there once, you experience, you eat, you dine, you party. Next time you want to go somewhere else. Next time you want to go see Taizuma or Cipriani or Koya or Nobu or Matrisa or Hakasan. There's so many other brands out there. You're not gonna go every night. Let's assume you like sushi. You're not gonna go every night to Zuma, even if you are in love with it. Next time you wanna go to Nobu. Next time you wanna go to somewhere else. Next time you wanna go to Koya. Next, right? You wanna experience different things. You're not gonna go there spend money every night. But on the other hand, all the cafe bars, you might go there like 3, 4 times a week because you like their matcha, or you like their iced tea, or you like their cafe, or you like their prices, or you like the vibe, or it's chill. You take your laptop, you go there, work, you get a club sandwich, or you like their tuna salad, stuff like that. So you visit the all day cafe bar more than that fancy restaurant. And in reality, behind the curtain, they both making same amount of revenue. Now, plus minus a little bit, doesn't matter, all right? But they're really close. So they are making same amount. Just an example, let's give it a price. Let's say they are making 100K a month each as a revenue, right? Now, again, think about it. One of them is going through the hell. The fancy one in downtown is going through hell. He has to deal with so many things. So many things. Oh, as a matter of fact, he cannot even do delivery. He cannot, send food out on on Uber Eat or DoorDash and stuff like that. Why? Because it's fancy. Because, um, you know, if you put this steak in a packet and sending it out, it doesn't look that you know beautiful, and it doesn't open up your appetite when you receive it at home in a in a plastic bag, or in a the paper bag or something. So fancy, the fancy foods, right? The fancy restaurants, you want to go there because they serve you. There's a dish, everything like the paper towels, knife, fork, spoon, stuff like that, chopsticks, everything, is set and stuff like that. You don't wanna is a whole different feeling when you see that beautiful sushi is set in a beautiful plate and they're serving in front of you, rather than they're just putting it in a paper bag and they're sending it to your home. So you can't even really. That's why that's one of the problem, that most of the fancy restaurants, they cannot do delivery. They might do pickup, again, but again, like, I mean, it's kind of like it's a really expensive steak. So until like delivery comes here, pick it up, and traffic and all that, bringing it to you, most probably it's got cold anyway. Most probably you're gonna eat it and you're gonna leave me a bad word of mouth or a bad review, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck was that? I paid so much for this. While if you eat that the same place when it comes right out of the kitchen, you might be like, wow, it was really tasty. But on the other hand, the all day cafe bar, he lives out of delivery. Uber Eat, DoorDash, boom, boom, boom. Cafe, matcha, drinks, water, juice, smoothies, refreshments and stuff like that. Just sending out to people. And he doesn't deal with no host, he doesn't deal with no security, he doesn't deal with no DJ, he doesn't deal with no marketing, he doesn't deal with no sushi chef, or with oh, someone, another one of my competitors stole my chef with a higher salary, and you name it. So that's what I'm talking about, the art of business and making money. You have to know what you are doing, you have to know what you walk into. Again, if you step back and you look, you would be like, hey, if I had the chance, of course I would pick the fancy ones. It's more classy, more prestige. I don't want to just give juice and eggs to people. But if they tell you, hey, you make same amount of money, with the other one, you have absolute freedom, you are more relaxed. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the all day cafe bar is an easy business so everybody can do. No, of course, everything, it has its own headaches, and issues, and there's so many problems going on everywhere in every business. But I'm comparing the all day cafe bar, which I'm working really closely with both of them, and I can see the amount of bookings they get. I can see the amount of money that people are spending in their venues and their revenues and all that. And then it got me thinking. I'm like, wow. And I know both owners, right? Then I'm like, wow, one of them, the guy is going through hell. He has to deal with 1 million things just to run the place. And the other one, he basically goes there in Crocs and shorts, and just juice and omelette, and a happy environment, and no headaches. And also, he's not in the eyes. People are, oh, how much money you're making, stuff like that. No, but they're having the same amount of revenue. I'm like, wow. Now, who won? You tell me, who won in here? The fancy guy or the simple guy? Who won in here? Of course, the simple guy. Freedom, same amount of money, less headaches. And as a matter of fact, if tomorrow his chef leaves him, he doesn't care. He jumps into the kitchen, he, makes orange juice and eggs and stuff like that, giving to the people until he finds someone else. It's not like his business. But in the other one, how about if tonight, which is um, right now, it's by the way, Saturday here in Miami, 7 June, um, 4:45 p.m. So the one in Brickell, they're not preparing, the restaurants, oh, who's DJ or music stuff, sound check and all that. So how about if last minute the sushi chef gets sick or just, going into an accident or he was drunk going to the restaurant or whatever, just cops stop him to check his registrations and he didn't have his driving license with him and, he cannot get to the restaurants. What's gonna happen? How about if the DJ doesn't show up? I'm talking about the DJ that they were promoting for the past 1 month. Oh, this guy is coming. He's playing tonight. Tables, everything sell out, expensive, 3K for a table and stuff like that. How about if the DJ doesn't show up? The guy is fucked. That restaurant owner is fucked. He has to make most probably refunds for the parties and stuff like that. Because people be like, hey, we came here for that DJ. Now you just brought someone else and playing the same music and we don't want it. What is it? Give me my money back. Right? So, two similar businesses. One of them dealing with chef and one of them dealing with sushi and salmon and all that stuff we talked about, and one of them is just with orange juice and omelet. Making same amount of revenue, more freedom, less headaches, an easy life. So it's super important what you are walking into. There are the margins. Let's say in the fancy one, the margins are super thin. There is food waste, right? And there are lawsuits. Always a risk. Delivery, not even an option. Sushi and steak don't travel well, right? Because of deliveries, as I told you, like, you can't just send them like for kilometers away because, they're gonna get cold and no one's gonna eat them. So, and then the second place, like Boho Chill, the guy got all his furniture for free. While the other one, the fancy one, he just spent like 1 million every year for renovating his um, design, right? And the other one, like, not even paying for furniture, like literally taking chairs and tables from, people threw away. And, what does he sell? Eggs, omelets, juice, bro. And they're making like super high margins and no DJs, no sushi, no drama. People come in, get their eggs, matcha, orange juice, and leave. So you tell me, who makes the more revenue in here and who has a better life in here and who has less headaches, right? So ask yourself, which one would you rather be? Now listen, I'm not saying don't dream big. I'm the guy that I'm always saying dream big. But understand what you are stepping into. Entrepreneurship is not about looking cool. It's not just about being the CEO. It's about pain, sacrifice, chaos, problem after problem after problem. And you need to love that. Otherwise, you'll break. But there's also an art to it. There is a smarter way to do business. Don't go like build a sushi war zone when you could build a matcha empire with 10x less pain. Look, here is what I believe. Every entrepreneur, from the guy selling juice to Elon Musk, is a little crazy. Actually, not little crazy. We, the entrepreneurs, we are crazy. We are sick in brain. Seriously. Otherwise, we wouldn't go chase problems. We chase pain. We want to conquer. We want to see our name somewhere on a building, a billboard, a damn rocket, something. You think Elon needed more money after PayPal? Hell no. He could retire it at 30. Buy houses, cars, party till the end, his kids and grandkids. I mean, even look, when Elon, you know, he had a successful exit after PayPal, right? With the amount of money that he got, like, he could do some normal investments here and there, put some money in the bank, some cash in his home, buy some houses, rent out cars, party, stuff like that, living like a fucking super millionaire, enjoying, fun, whatever with his kids, and even his grandkids would never have to work. But no, he jumped into rockets, electric cars, brain chips, politics, lawsuits, death threats. Why? Because he's not normal. Neither we are. None of us, the entrepreneur, we are not normal people. I'm telling you, we are like we are crazy in brain. We love to chase problems. We cannot put our ass down for a minute. We can't. We just can't. I mean, if everything is good, if we have money, if you know, just like Elon, let's say, we build something, we start a company, and someone comes like acquires you, and boom, you got like $100 million in your bank account or a couple of $1 billion in your bank account. You might take a day or two or a week or a month or a year off, but then, oh no, life is it has no purpose, and I need to do something. I need to go into create a whole new war zone or a whole new marketplace, or I need to build this, or I need to go into the competition with that. Or bro, we are all crazy. What I'm saying, if you are after money, know what you are doing. Be that guy who's selling juice and omelets and is making lots of money. But if you are after legacy and after making moves in the market and do something for the society and all that, then go to this entrepreneurship journey. But you have to know there is no money in it. It's so hard. Like, you have to be crazy that the first 4 or 5 years you live without any money, just put all your savings into everything, and against I mean, all the odds are against you, and all the your family, your friends, people, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriends, whatever, everything's are against you. You are the only one who you believe in your business, in your idea, in your project, and you are giving it all. And then, even when if you start having revenue, for the first 4 or 5 years you are not having any salary, any paycheck. You are the one who eats last. And then when you have investors on board, it's not like, wow, jackpot, I won. No, most probably you are having a small salary, you get shrink, you get equities out, stuff like that, until the board of director kicks you out or something. It's kind of like, I'm always saying that don't become entrepreneur to be rich, because the chances are that you will not be rich out of that. Or for you to become rich as an entrepreneur, you know you have to break every bone in your body. Now those entrepreneurs, you see them successful, rich, millionaires, billionaires, those guys, they've been through shit that me and you, we don't know. We think we know. We saw some stories and on YouTube and here and there. Yeah, we heard like, oh, Elon, like, they had only 40 days to go bankruptcy on Tesla, then he went to Daimler. Yeah, we read all these documentaries and stuff like that. But actually living it in the moment, being desperate, being hungry, no money, no bills, having the government up to your head, the tax office, IRS, all that, banks are closing your account, your nationality, travel ban, all that. Your friends leaving you, your partners leaving you, your family are not trusting you. You don't even believe in yourself. You wake up every day wishing like you would never come to the world, and stuff like that, bro. I've been in situations that I'm like, every time I was, and it's not just me, all the other entrepreneurs out there, the same thing. Like, when you wake up, you are like, I wish I would never wake up. But then at some point, you are like, if I don't wake up, then what about, my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, so they're gonna be so sad. I mean, even if I suicide, I kill myself just to get out of this life, then what about those that, my family members? So I'm going to fuck their lives. So that's not an option. Even killing yourself is not an option in the entrepreneurship life, right? So sometimes I was looking at the animals, like the cats in the street or the dogs, or I'm like, or the birds. Like, I wish I was a dog or a cat or a bird or something like that. So I would have no headaches. These guys are just walking around, eating, hunting, just repeat, sleeping under a shadow or something, making babies, stuff like that. So living the life, right? So imagine you go to the level that you are jealous to a dog walking in your street and you're like, I wish I was you. Seriously. It's those entrepreneurs that you see, they're successful millionaires and billionaires. Those guys, you have no idea what they went through. Like hundreds of hundreds, infinity bravo to them. Lots of congratulations because they have broke every bone in their body to get to the point they are right now. But me, you, and whatever, we just hear, we just um, read their documentaries and some things on YouTube, and we think we know them. No, we don't know them. You have no idea what kind of, um, it's a hell, guys. It's a hell. Entrepreneurship, it's a hell. I don't suggest it to no one. It's gonna break you. You have to be crazy. You have to be sick in brain to go through that hell and taking all those pains and just gamble your life to see what's gonna be the outcome. And it's technology. Technology is changing really fast and really quick. So even if you have the best technology out there, you never know. Maybe tomorrow something comes out and just wash you out. We can see that always. Nokia used to be the number one in the cell phones, or Motorola and all that, and then boom, the smartphones, they came out and they all washed them away. They shut down. Kodak used to be the number one, producing cameras for taking pictures, but then boom, then the digital camera, they washed them away. Who would thought of it, right? Who would think like one day Nokia wouldn't be exist anymore? Like, I'm talking about the cell phones, right? Who would think of that? No one. Or let's not go that back. I'm talking about like now, 2025. Google used to be the giant for search, the search engine giant. Everybody going to the Google to search. Now they are having a big who would, I mean, oh my God, no one would even imagine one day Google would have a search problem, because now everybody going to ChatGPT and they ask ChatGPT and boom, it gives you the answer. Who's going to Google anymore to search something and gives you like thousands of options, and many of them are like irrelevant, or maybe they are scam, or bullshit like that, and then you have to go through different pages to find. I mean, come on, I just ask ChatGPT and give me a really reliable and secure response, and I don't need to be afraid like, oh, if it's um you know scam or something, because it happened to me. One time I wanted to buy a car. I was much younger. I was in my 20s, and you know I had some money, some savings from my e-commerce, because I was selling stuff on eBay and stuff like that. And so I had like 18,000 euros. And that time I remember it was the new Audi A5. Yeah, the coupe. It just came out. It was brand new, and it was the new line of Audi, and it was kind of like a hit in the market. And the car was like 50K, right? So um, so I always thought like, there's this legit website, mobile.de is a German website. So, You can look it up. You see the cars, all kind of cars you want in there, and with a little bit kind of like lower prices than the rest of the world, because they're made in Germany, cheaper there. So I saw the same Audi for everybody was selling for 50K. This one was like 18. I'm like, what happened? So I talked to the guy. I searched him on Google, etc., etc., etc. But at the end, the guy was a scam, right? So why should I go search what I'm looking for in a website like Google that gives me some options that 50% of those are scammers. So now Google has a problem. So that's technology is evolving really fast. Right now ChatGPT is booming. Who knows, maybe tomorrow is something else. That's why I'm telling you, entrepreneurship is kind of like gambling your whole life. That's why you see so many entrepreneurs, they unfortunately they suicide. You need to be crazy, and you need to be super strong inside outside, that nothing can break you. We are not here just to make money. We are here to build, to prove, to leave a dent. But even if you're crazy, be smart. Build something that makes money without killing you. Think long term. Think margin. Think leverage. Look around. So many cool founders are slaves to their own business. No weekends, no holidays, just chaos. Meanwhile, the guy selling eggs and juice, sleeping well, stacking cash, and chilling in his boho chair, having fun with his girlfriend, going on vacation, going to Bahamas, buying a new house, stuff like that. That's art of business. Don't get blinded by the hype. Don't build a monster that eats you alive. Don't chase status, chase freedom. You want to be rich? Good. But do it smart. Don't let your ego trick you into thinking the flashy thing is always is better, is better than a thing. Even with TheList, my startup, I've learned this the hard way. I've tried to go big, fast, fancy, and sometimes it backfires. So I remind myself every day, keep it lean, keep it smart, keep it calm. So pick your path wisely. Sell eggs or sell chaos? Do you want to look rich or do you want to be rich? Do you want freedom or do you want to impress a bunch of people who don't even care? This is the art of business. This is how you build real wealth without losing your sanity. It's super important, guys. Don't kill yourself and don't be the slave to your business. Your business meant to make you money and give you a good life. Thank you for listening. If you found this useful, please share with your friends. Maybe someone is trying to build something out there and they can get some hint from this pod. And I would really, really, really appreciate if you could, you know, leave me any kind of review, even if it's shit. I don't care. It can help me to improve. If you're listening to this, you owe me this. Leave me a review. I'm not asking you, just leave me a 5-star rate and a nice review. Doesn't matter. Just leave me your honest review. What you like, what you don't like, what I can improve. Because I need that. The only way to grow this podcast is from your reviews. I'm not selling anything to you. I'm not here to sell you a course or something or click here and there. Here's my free book. But then after the fifth page, oh, you have to pay now. And all these tricks that the people in the industry are trying to do. I'm just here transferring my humble experience to you guys because I don't want you to go through the pain that I went just to get where I am today. Where because when I'm looking back, I'm like, if I knew, if I had some experience, if someone would show me the path, I could be much more successful right now. I could have more money in my bank account right now. My company would be more successful if someone would just show me, my mistakes. But I had to learn everything the hard way on my own. So that's why I'm here and just transferring my humble experience, because I know some people out there will listen to this and they would have some, they would learn something and not doing the mistakes, so they could achieve their dreams faster and in an easier way. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to leave me a review. Even if it's shit, I still appreciate it, because that will help me to improve. Thank you so much. See you next one.